don't make threats. If I had any intentions of killing you, you would just disappear like a ghost. Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? You've now tuned into my power recap. Shout out to you guys for just being here and doing the damn thing with me, okay? So yeah, last week there was no power. We're back this week. It was some contract situation from what I read, but we back in full effect. I'm like, yo, they really trying to make me extend this damn Starz membership subscription shit. That's what they trying to do. But I'm gonna rock with it for now. But like, damn, come on. Alright, so let's start off from the very beginning. So Tommy and Cash, you know, he was still with him. You could tell how distraught Tommy was. Like, Tommy really cared about Lakeisha. You know, although he probably would have killed her himself if she would have betrayed him, you know, he really did care about her. And as far as he knew, she was good. She wasn't really going to betray him. She was riding with him. And she would rather actually run away instead of like betraying him after she found out all the stuff that he was really doing for her. And so I do feel like she was down for him. I mean, y'all can tell me if y'all think I'm wrong, but I feel like she wasn't going to snitch him out. I feel like she had all her bags ready. I feel like she was really ready to like be on the run instead of snitching this dude out. Even though she signed the papers in the moment, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, kids, like, you going to love your kid who came out of you, who shared inside of you for a certain amount of time for 9 months, instead of somebody that you met later on. I mean, at least that's how I feel. And I feel like how most mothers would normally feel. Anyway, so he ends up giving him to his father. And I'm like, look at this dude over here on Power. Got himself a little cameo. I forgot his real name, but he's on Grey's Anatomy. And he don't never have no tattoos or nothing. No, today he's trying to look all hard and stuff. I'm like, look at you, sir. Okay. And so, yeah. So he ended up giving him back to his dad. You know, he did ask, is Cash going to see you again? And he's just kind of like, I don't know. And I'm like, damn, like, at least you should come around and, you know, check on him a little bit, see how he's doing. I mean, at the end of the day, it seemed like y'all both would be the same type of influence. I mean, although he might be a little crazier. But then again, he did promise, you know, he's going to make sure everything's good and taken care of. You know, like he's going to avenge her death type of thing. Excuse me. And so Bianca, she pulls up on him outside, you know, trying to see if he was the one who did it and kind of accuse him and see like where his head is at. That's like how they do it. They push it out there and see if you're going to catch the bait and if you're going to just willingly give up information. But by the way he was talking, she could tell that this man really had despair in his eyes and he really didn't do it. You know what I mean? So that kind of eliminated him off of her radar, at least for that specific situation. You know, not completely off of her radar, but just for that, you know? So Ghost, he's about to really take this campaign to the next level. He's talking about he want to buy a building. So, you know, and also he's talking with Ramona about just like taking where they're going to do their next steps and things like that. So, you know, he's no longer part of Tate's team. So he's off to his next venture, which, you know, he was presented with this amazing opportunity to be able to work with, I think her name was Governor Walsh. I think she's the current governor, if I'm correct. And I think she's trying to like hold her place. I could be wrong, but I know she was, you know, kind of like up against Tate type of thing. And so he kind of put it straight out there like, okay, I see what you're trying to do. You need somebody black to get them black votes. She was like, you know, it's more so I need like a lieutenant governor. Like, okay. That's what you want to call it. But that's pretty much what you want. You want this black man to be walking with you and just kind of show that you like black people. You have them on your team. They're heading your team. And they can go all the way to the top, you know? So, yeah. They use you until they don't need you no more. No, stop. Yeah, so that's how that particular part went down. So it seemed like he definitely gonna stick it to Tate, who's been trying to stick it to him, but it's like Tate is kind of bad, but Ghost is way badder, you know? And that's what I feel. So Dre, now he has this great opportunity of a lifetime. Yeah, I'm gonna be saying that a little bit. To kind of cut Tommy out of his life because Bianca comes to see him to like get more intel, get more information, talk about how Lakeisha's dead, and try to find out if he would have any information. But of course, he puts out that it was probably Tommy, and she's like, nah, she could tell that it wasn't him, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, maybe it's his boys or whatever, his goons. All he got to do is just tell them and they'll do whatever he says. This dude, he be ready to snitch out anybody. Like, people like that, you got to watch them, man. Because Dre, he's a sexy dude. But, yo, he is grimy AF. Like, I swear. Dude is the grimiest dude, like, on the show. But, well, maybe not on the show, because all of them be doing some grimy stuff on there, but he's a snitch, top snitch. Anyway, so she talks to him, and he ends up saying, you know, check the locations that was on his ankle bracelet, because at one point they did take him to Tommy's spot, but he was blindfolded, handcuffed, all of that. Well, not handcuffed, but he was blindfolded, and he never saw where they had actually took him. So if she checks those last few locations, she'll be able to find it. Boom, boom, boom. So she's like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So as soon as that goes down, you know, he knew what he was doing. So he's all like, you know, smiling as he's walking away. Like, yo, this is too easy. He calls up Jason, the big-time drug dealer, and tells him that he heard that Tommy and his boys is about to be taken down with the shakedown, and he wants to work with him. He was supposed to meet up with this dude before, and he didn't show. So dude is just kind of like, I don't really know about you. Like, you kind of messed up once. I don't really give people chances. But he's like, yo, like, you need somebody to head things, and I'm just the man to do it. Like, I got this, man. And so once he hears that things are about to get shaken down with Tommy, he starts to consider it and tells him, if anything, he'll give him a call. So Dre's just like, yeah, that's what I like to do. It'll be a perfect, smooth transition, you know, from that to that. This dude. So Tariq's teacher ends up kind of spilling the beans, the crackhead teacher, the crackhead looking teacher, because he's having like a parent-teacher conference with Ghost, because Tasha wasn't able to attend. You know, she got her drug business she got to worry about. And he kind of tells him that it's great that Tariq is doing such a great job, even with him having an after-school job and everything. And Ghost is like, oh, yeah, you mentioned after-school job. Which one is that again? He's like, you know, the one at his mom's daycare. He's like, oh, yes. You know, trying to blend in and not alarm the dude. Like, he didn't know that his son had an after-school job. But, you know, just kind of putting everything in the back of the vault and just kind of being like, oh, okay, I see. I'm going to have to talk to his mother about this one. So of course he was upset about that. He ends up talking to her about it after that little meeting. And I feel like their meeting didn't go well at all. It kind of ended up in confrontation. He ends up telling her that if she has him involved, then it's going to pretty much get his son killed or in jail, whatever. And she's just like, it's inevitable. So I'm just trying to make sure these things don't happen to him. I'm trying to school him. I'm like, I see what she's doing. It's like, I don't know, like, if I condone it or if I condemn it. Like, I don't know, to be honest. Like, I don't know. Is she doing the right thing by trying to prepare him because he's going to do it regardless? Or should she be still trying to put him in the right, straight and narrow path, you know? Which one would y'all do? So yeah, that's the whole thing with her. So she tells him that, and he's just like, yo, if you don't stop, I'm going to tell you. He's like, I'm gonna get your whole business locked down and let them know that you're selling drugs out of the daycare. And she was like, yo, if you ever do that, I have so much dirt on you, I'll let them know that you killed Silver. And, you know, he kind of like manhandles her real quick, like to the point where he left a bruise on her arm. So yeah, she looked like she was real shooken up after he left. Like, She's like, don't ever put your hands on me again. He even mushed her real quick. I was like, yo, the disrespect. Yo, I don't like the way he put their hands in my face, mush me. Like, I would have dead try to punch him in his face. Like, he probably would have had to kill me because I don't take that very lightly. Dead serious. But we all know this dude is crazy. Like, he's been getting that rage in his eye. And I'm like, damn, homie. Like, you losing it. Like, I feel like he needs to get some kind of therapy or something. Because I feel like he's had so many close deaths to him. But he hasn't really dealt with them in a very good or constructive way. You know, he hasn't had the opportunity. He's on the go. He's doing his next thing, trying to make more money, trying to do this, trying to do that, trying to stay alive. Like, it's always something, you know? So he getting off of his nerves, as we would say. So yeah, she threatens to snitch on him. So that's how they kind of did it. So when he left and went back to Truth, this mother ever actually acted on it. Like, this is like goes back to the beginning, where the part where he said, and this is what he had told Tate, he don't threaten to do anything. He pretty much makes things happen. He threatened, but he also made things happen. So he acted like, you know, if you don't, I'm going to do this. But he didn't even give her a chance to, like, even not do it anymore. I mean, she wasn't going to stop, but still, he didn't even give her the opportunity. He just called up the feds talking about he want to give an anonymous tip that somebody's selling drugs in a daycare. So, of course, they bust through there. And, of course, boom, 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 she knew it was him. Like, we just had this conversation. So she's like, really, dude? Okay. Yeah. So we already know that after that, she was about to find some way to get revenge. Right after that, the feds they didn't find nothing. But the bad thing about it was that her worker, who is a strip club person who was pushing weight for her, ends up quitting. She like, my girls ain't gonna be doing this neither because this place is getting too hot. You about to get shut down. You need to think about your kids too. Okay. So there, her whole operation just got like split in half right there. So now she got to get more workers to kind of compensate for what just went down for the people that left, which is probably a good amount of them. Because that made it easy. She didn't have to see nothing. She didn't really have to, like, her hands was pretty much clean. Like, just, I do this, you get money, that's it. So while this is going down, right after, the feds head on over to the warehouse where Tommy has his stash and his boys were sitting there waiting for him. Boom, 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 it's a raid. They got them all. And crazy thing about it, he was on his way over there. He over here hiding behind the fence. And they see him. His people see him. See, he's lucky they're not like super snitches to my ass. I'd have been like, especially because now they're thinking that he did it. I'd have been like, yo, this dude is right there. There go that snitcher, right? That I was just talking about, that Dre's a snitch. Like, I'm going to jail. Like, you set me up, son. Like, you coming with me. So, yeah, but they didn't even do that. They just kind of seen him, and it was like, oh, we see that nigga right there. Yo, he set us up. Like, and he don't even know what they're thinking. They just see him, and he's, like, in hide mode, watching everything going on. So, it looked real suspicious about him. And so, of course, right there, he's thinking that it was probably Ghost or somebody that set him up. So that dude from last time, the kid's dad, he ends up coming back. He sees Tasha. He found out about the whole drug raid thing, and you know he wants to help because he knows that it was her ex-husband that did it, her ex. So he feels like that she needs him. She's like, first of all, baby, I want you, but I don't need you. Let's not get this twisted, okay? I don't need you to help me with my husband. And he seen the bruise on her arm. It's like everybody was seeing this shit. I'm like, yo, you don't roll down your sleeves? Like, you just keep your sleeves open everywhere you go? It's like everybody was seeing it. Bianca saw it. This dude saw it. Who else? Tariq saw it. Everybody was seeing the damn bruise on her arm. So anyway, he's all like he's going to do something. He looked like he getting some stupid ass ideas in his head that's going to end up getting homie killed. Like, he don't know what kind of dude this man is, and he about to, unless he's like some big time man on the low that we don't know about, you know, with his undercover I'm a construction worker business. I don't know about this dude. Like, you about to get yourself killed early. So, I don't know. And plus, like, now, I feel like Ghost he's on his way to getting somebody else, which is Ramona, but I feel like he don't have anybody right now. So if he see her all booed up, I feel like that's gonna be a major problem for him, because he had somebody and he ended up freaking killing off Silver for no reason. Like, I feel like that was a really emotional death for no reason. You know what I mean? Like, dude, you already had somebody that you was good with, and you got so jealous that you had to kill the dude she was with. Come on, bro. Come on. So now Ghost and Jason, they were supposed to have a meeting. Jason goes to the building because he's telling him he wants him to purchase half of the building with him, that he's trying to invest in. Has it look real legit, has a what you call it, metal detector, so Jason wouldn't be able to bring any guns through. They go together, go on the elevator, and he had, mind you, he had already had Tommy put something in the elevator so that he'll be able to kill him a lot easier and get away with it. He already had the whole plan devised, paid off the security guard and everything, so everything would have been real sweet. Jason did have like some kind of Inspector Gadget watch, spy watch, where that joint ends up having a string so that he could still kill people without. I'm like, yo, look at the kind of shit these people have. So even if you in a freaking place like that, you're not even, what you call it, you're not even safe because of shit like this. And you know people's watches, so they about to make people take off their watches now. Just watch. But yeah, so Jason tries to strangle Ghost with the thing, and plus it would have cut his throat, but he was able to overthrow him and the other way around. Sorry, somebody was coming in the door. So he was able to overthrow him and end up cutting his throat, leaving him up on the roof so that he could frame Dre. And I'm like, how is this going to work? I'm like, the security guard's going to know that y'all both went upstairs and only one person came out. Come to find out, everything's set up where he already gave the security guard money, told him make sure he got that footage, also make sure that he puts everything, makes it look like Dre was the one, make sure he got the cameras all good and all that. So, and, so the cameras will show him coming in, show everything, so it'll all work out together. I'm just like, damn. How much you got paid for that, sir? How much? ¿Cuánto? So, oh yeah, one thing I had forgot to mention was that when the reason why Jason was kind of ready was because he had received a text message from Tommy letting him know that old boy was about to kill him, that Ghost was about to kill him. So that's why he kind of was ready at that moment in the elevator. So pretty much them two is back beefing because he feels like Ghost probably killed Lakeisha, and now he knows that Tommy's the one who almost got him killed by Jason and messed up the whole plan. He don't even know what's up, to be honest. He didn't even know that Keisha was dead at that point. So now more drama. Proctor's cousin, Benny, he goes to see Jamie, and he tells him, the guy that they said initially was the one that Proctor was hiding from and this and that, he was out of the country at this time. So therefore, there's no way it could have been him. So Ghost, being the intelligent person that he is, he just framed Dre. Now his next move is, you know what? Let me just go ahead and tell him what Tommy did, so that maybe, perhaps, this can get him off my back. I wipe my hands clean of this situation. But unfortunately, that wasn't something. That's what he was trying to do. But unfortunately, that's not how it ended up going, which we'll get to momentarily. So when Benny went to go give Tommy a little visit, what happens was the flip side. Dude went to ask him, if he kills his cousin or whatever, and Tommy kind of took the knife that he was trying to stab him up with and used it against him, and boom, 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 got him. I'm like, damn, there goes Benny. I had a feeling it was going to go left, though. I'm like, dude, you got mad people on your team, Benny. Why would you go there alone? Maybe you just wanted to have a one-to-one conversation and look this man in the eyes and see if he would lie to you because you kind of cool with him or whatever. But it was a bad move, It was definitely a bad move. So Tariq, Tommy, and Tasha, they was all talking. They had like a little meeting so that Tommy could let them know that he is about to take down Ghost. And he's not asking for permission. He's just letting them know, like, yo, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to kill Tommy. I mean, I'm gonna kill Tommy. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill Ghost, and that's pretty much it. And when he was telling them the reasons, which one of the reasons was mainly because Ghost had killed Lakeisha, when Tasha was listening to...
You don't give me no hug, no nothing. Like, you want me talking about hugs, and you don't give me none. Like, look at you. Just take videos.
So when Tasha and all of them was talking, when Tasha was listening to Tommy explain the reason, which one of the reasons was because Ghost had killed Lakeisha, she didn't seem super duper shocked about it. And she also kind of seemed like she was like Tariq was just looking at her and he could kind of tell like, nah, something ain't right with her response. You know, something ain't right. So after Tommy ends up leaving, she told him what happened and that she did it for him. And he's like, yo, how you doing stuff without telling me? You know, I think that was the thing that actually bothered him the most. You know, at the end of the day, that kind of was like his aunt. That was somebody that he was close to. And yeah, the fact that she didn't tell him what she was going to do bothered him. And also, he saw the bruise on her arm, so that was another thing that, you know, he's just like, you know what, I'm going to handle it. Later on, he did speak to his father, but we'll get to that momentarily. That will be the last thing I talk about. Dre went to go to his little meeting. Boom, boom, boom. He goes, you know, all excited to talk to Jason, start pushing that weight or whatever. What happens? He sees dude lying in a puddle of blood, so... Right there, he already know that Ghost set him up, and another security guard that was on a roof ends up seeing him running away. So, boom, right there, they got his description. Ramona, she straight up quit on tape. Now she revealed that she's gonna be running with Walsh and St. Patrick, and we already know this man gonna be pissed. So I'm kind of interested to see how that kind of goes about. You know, what type of... It's like everybody here is out for revenge right now. Like, that's what I feel. Like, it's just a game of revenge. Bianca's back talking to Sax, who's fired. And she kind of wants his help to find out this whole Lakeisha situation. Because, you know, they was about to really get some good intel. That was the plan. So they go to visit Tasha. And... You know, they don't necessarily know it was her, but they feel like she's closest to everybody, so they could put pressure on her. They end up doing it, and she ends up telling them that she feels like Silver was killed by Ghost, and she tells them where he would possibly be, just a hunch, and boom, 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 there he goes, right in the trunk of, I guess, his car, I'm assuming, and body decomposing. And I'm just like, ew. I know that joint smells nasty. I know it does. Like, Sax couldn't even hold his belly to, like, freaking look at the body like that. He was just kind of like, nah. Like, I can't stay around this. It's bad. So, yeah. So, yeah, she pretty much snitched on him. And Sax is still being a little sneaky one because he seen that there was a phone in the car. He ends up taking it. And Drake comes to see him to try to get some help because he's being framed for a murder that he didn't commit. So he tries to see what Sax can do. I don't even think he realized that Sax ain't working right now. And Sax ends up giving him a phone to plant at St. Patrick's house, at Jamie's house, to make sure that he goes down for real, for real. So he ends up doing it. So we're going to see how that kind of unfolds. I'm thinking in my head that because they found the body now, they're probably going to say, you know, he had motive, blah, blah, blah. We're going to search his house. They're going to get a warrant. And that's when they'll possibly uncover the phone that was planted. So, yeah, Sax is still doing undercover shit. And, you know, Drake kind of seemed like he didn't want to do it because he's like, yo, so we're trying to frame him? He's like, we're trying to frame him for something that he did. But still, you're trying to frame him, you know? And at the end of the day, this dude is being framed for something that he didn't do. So, I mean, it's all coming around. It's kind of like that old karma thing, right? Full circle. So Tariq, he goes to see his father, and he pretty much tells him straight up, like, you ain't my fucking father. All you did was give life to me. You ain't do nothing for me. I'm like, Tariq. You know, I mean, I've gotten used to his little attitude now, and I see he's growing up and stuff like that. But I still feel like, regardless to anything, his father tried his best with what he had. He didn't know or have a great father figure to help him along the way. So he tried to do what he could, you know, and try to also pave his own way. And he tried to make a better way for his son. So I feel like the disrespect is, you know, it's a bit much. I do know how boys feel about their mothers, so I mean, I definitely get that part. I even going. He did tell him, "Don't put your hands on me or her ever again," which I agree with. But the fact that he said, "You ain't never do anything for me," I felt like that was a bit unwarranted as well, because I'm like, yo, he did his best to make sure they lived amazing. You know, it's just recently he been effing up, probably for the last, like, in TV world, 1 or 2 years, but other than that, he's done everything that he could. Even up to now, he's making sure he's in an elite top school, like doing everything he can to pay for the school. Even though he said he don't want it anymore, that's what he's been doing, you know? So, I don't know. I just feel like he was being pretty ungrateful by saying that. But, and he's tried to, he hasn't, I mean, I don't know as far as like doing stuff, because they don't show them really bonding that much on the show. So, he hasn't necessarily like given him that good dad connection from what it looks like. But as far as like trying to do the best he could with what he had, I feel like he did, you know, and trying to make sure he was protected, trying to make sure he didn't go to jail, putting himself on the line if needed so that he wouldn't go to, like, you know, he did so much for this dude, and it's like he don't see all that. All he sees is the red, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much the episode, you guys. Let me know what y'all think. Don't give me no spoilers, but let me know what y'all think. All right, thanks, guys. See you on the next one. Laters.